First experience, like when you went to Bobby Jones for the first time,
Oh
y'all
my
sung in the
God.
studio.
I was like a
Talk about the
deer.
music part.
I was like a deer caught in the headlight. I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Tim Dillinger know what I'm talking about. I was so nervous, y'all. They put on my makeup for the first time. Y'all know I come from the Pentecostal church, holy rollers, no makeup, no earrings. Ooh, Lord, especially not these big ones what I got on now. No earrings, no makeup.
Traditional.
Yeah, I was so nervous, and when they told us, okay, then we got there. And
she in other words, y'all, she was bound. She was bound by the church. She was bound. Thank God for deliverance.
I was, oh my God, I was so
Thank God for
up.
deliverance.
Thank you, Jesus.
How many of y'all thank God for deliverance?
Because, oh my God, I was sitting up here, y'all, when they put that makeup on my face, I was like, I couldn't even move. I was so scared to move, and I was worried about what people was going to say, or they're going to see me with his makeup on and stuff. But we were so excited. We was like little kids. We like little kids going to Beverly, like the Beverly Hillbillies. We were so excited that Dr. Jones and that he would give us the opportunity to come be a part of his show that he was doing on the in the studio at the time in Nashville. It was such an awesome
and you know when you all did
yeah.
the first taping in the studio, the Reverend Jones didn't say I made a vow. Wasn't the Reverend Jones that did that? He said he still miss you on Bobby Jones.
I miss it too.
You can read right here.
I miss some days.
So yeah, was the Reverend Jones right who did I made a vow to the Lord from Houston, Texas? The young man, I can't think of his name. But not I made a vow, but no. What was that song?
The song that everybody sang at wait a minute, y'all. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm sorry, I hit the button. A song that everybody
let me hit the
everybody sang. What the guy from Houston that he passed.
I had some
good day. I didn't know I had. He ain't know
I'm glad he got you laughing.
He talking about I had some good times. It ain't the title of the song.
Oh, you didn't have to hit me. Did y'all see her hit me? Somebody called 911. Y'all saw her hit me, right? Call 911.
Y'all would have hit him too, talking about I had some good
husband abuse.
I had some good time.
Husband abuse.
Y'all, that song was I had some good days. I won't complain. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I won't complain.
And he was
that's
there.
right. Thank you guys. I won't complain. He's like, I had some good times.
Look, I'm glad you're laughing off that. I'm glad you're laughing.
Ooh.
Yeah, but he
but he was there that night.
And it wasn't too much.
Reverend Paul Jones.
And it wasn't too much after that before he passed.
Yeah.
Wasn't too much after
Reverend
that.
Paul Jones. And then that song went viral. That song went all over the world. That was before you was on Facebook good.
Yeah,
I won't complain. And they still singing it now. Yeah. You know, everybody funeral or church services, now outdoor services. I'm telling you.
And you know, and
he was at Marvell. Hello. I won't complain. He was there that night that we were there. That was his debut too, because it was all of us. It was our first time coming to Bobby Jones.
So when did you realize? Because singing with your sisters, I know y'all thought y'all were professional.
Yeah.
So when did you realize that you really wasn't professional? When did you realize when you were singing with Bobby Jones?
Oh my God!
Like, oh man, it's a whole nother level.
When we went to that studio, we sung in there and saw them lights and what camera to look at and then seeing them being so professional. You thought you were singing, but we found out it was more to it. That it was a part of entertainment too. That you needed to know how to be a stage for the light street and say, yeah, we're back, and how to move and be comfortable, because it was different from with me just singing in the church choir. Yeah. It was different with me just performing or ministering at my church or singing at a regular program. It was different. It was you needed the stage presence, and I froze at one point. I froze because I was so nervous. And
what would your advice be for young people that's just trying to get out there, like you all got out there? What would your be advice for what to expect?
Well, what to expect is, first of all, even though you're excited, still be there to go and learn, and be yourself, and
it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It's still a lot. And listen, I'm nervous to this day, and I've been out here 30-some years, and I'm still nervous.
And through Bobby Jones,
you asked me what.
I just want to share it with you about you saying be yourself. Just gonna time what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Because through Bobby Jones, you had an opportunity to sign with a record label,
right?
And the interesting things about record label, they knew that Bev sung and hollered Jesus, Jesus, Jesus all the time. But it came a point where we sat down with a record exec, and the record exec wanted to know, why Beverly had to add Jesus to all her song. Does Jesus have to be in the lyrics? Right. And it kind of caught us off guard because we're thinking, okay, you knew I was a gospel singer, and you knew that's what I sung about, and I just can't understand why you want me to change. So you can't change. You have to be yourself.
You have to be yourself. And, even though when they approached me and they said, don't try not to use Jesus so much, try to use God every now and then, or try not to say Jesus nor God at all, try to just sing the words of the song. But listen, y'all know where I come from, and I got Jesus in my heart, and I got Jesus, God in my life. I'm going to sing. One of them going to come out in the midst of one of them songs. And then they had to get used to me, even though they would keep saying, try to sing that just straight. Try not to use no, they call it growl in your voice.
When she did her first,
try not to use all that. Try to just sing.
When she did her first solo album, which was Jesus Precious King, when we went into the studio, the president of Warner Alliance, the guy was over at Warner Alliance, he helped produce it. And he wanted, when we went into the studio to do the editing part of it and do the mixing and all that, he wanted Bill to be perfect in every word. He was like, Bill, you didn't put a D at the end of that. Can you say Jesus? Can we hear the S at the end? Or Bill, can we do a T? I thought we was going to be in there all night. Finally, I told him, I said, look, you taking Beverly Crawford out of this. I
ain't taking no more. I want to scream.
You're taking Beverly Crawford out of this. Right. You're not letting her be herself. You're trying to overproduce her. Yeah. And the reason why you signed her is because you like what you saw. And so even though my son loved that album,
and he loved that album. Really, can I be honest with you? Jesus Precious King album to me was one of the best albums for me to this day, because it allowed me to be versatile. It allowed me to do songs that I wouldn't normally do, and to show what my voice could do, because that's what that's what that album taught me. I had a couple of producers on there. Andre Cart's producer. I had Derek Lee, which helped produce.
Scott B. Smith. Derek Lee.
Oh my God. Then you talking about some of the top people, Derek, if you don't know who Derek Lee is, Derek Lee was the music director. Still is for Bobby Jones Gospel, and he helped me tremendously with my voice. Derek helped me tell me that I could do things that I thought I could do, because at that time I didn't think that I could do soprano or even he showed me how to sing, that I could sing all different parts. And that's one thing, whether y'all know it or not, with all the girls, we learned how to sing different parts so we can help each other. That when one was out or something was wrong with their voice, or they were sick, we were able to fill in. And that's why we gel so good together. And that was through Derek Lee. When I tell you he helped train my voice, I didn't need a trainer. And most vocal coaches, when Dr. Jones hired some vocal coaches to work on our voices, and they wouldn't even work with me. And I was like, why nobody want to work with me? I kind of felt some kind of way. They said, because what you are doing with your voice, we don't recommend, and it's working for you. So we are afraid if we tell you to reverse what is working for you, that it may destroy your voice. And it's like, whoa. And so they told me, if it ain't hurting you, if you go, I remember doing Bishop Jake's Woman I Loose, and we thought something was wrong with my voice. I thought I had some nodules on my throat. And when I went to the throat doctor, he put that camera down my throat. He told me, oh my God, you have some of the beautifulest, what he said.
Don't ask me, I wasn't there.
He said you have some of the beautifulest,
your throat looked good.
He said it was beautiful. He said your vocal cords, that's what he said, your vocal cords are so beautiful. There's nothing wrong with your vocal cords. And I was like, wow. He said, what's wrong with you if you're tired? And so sometimes as singers and preachers, and even if you talk a lot on your job, a lot of times you use your vocal cords so much till they don't have any nodules on it, or they're not bleeding. What they need rest. He said they're a little swollen. And so sometimes when you feel uncomfortable, it's your vocal cords that they are swollen and you need to rest and not talk. That's why sometimes they tell you don't talk. So I learned all that through Bobby Jones Gospel and Dr. Jones, taking time out with us and taking us to places and even taking us to etiquette classes.
What about those rehearsals?
Oh,
y'all, though, Bev thought she had rehearsals at church. She thought she had rehearsals with the camp sisters.
We didn't rehearse at our church. We didn't rehearse at the camp sisters. Those were not rehearsals.
My props to Derek Lee.
Oh my God.
Because Derek Lee, they used to work them in the summertime. They used to rehearse in the studio that didn't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
In the summertime.
No air conditioning.
And they would be in there for hours sweating. And wasn't getting paid. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Wasn't getting paid for it.
We didn't get
They'd
paid
be
for
rehearsing for hours.
You didn't get paid for rehearsal. You got paid for performing, but not rehearsal.
Not rehearsal, boy.
But let me tell you something. They worked us. I thank God for my daddy tent revivals. I thank God for them long services. I thank God for them 4 and 5 services on Sunday, because they helped train me to be able to be in that studio rehearsing that long. We would go in the studio, y'all, sometime from 5 o'clock and then get out there till almost 12 midnight. Or we'll rehearse from 5 to 9. We would take a break, then we go back into hard rehearsing like we had a audience. But that was discipline, and it helped us be able to be good and be able to work together.
Let me tell you who reminded me of you all when we went to Japan a couple of years ago with Pastor Terrence Kennedy took us to Japan.
Thank you, Terrence.
And we did a concert over there, and Bev had to do rehearsals with the Japanese choir. And when I tell you, man, we would be in there in the morning. We'd been there for hours rehearsing.
Yes.
Those Japanese choir members, man, they were disciplined.
Yes.
They didn't talk.
Nope.
They didn't look around.
Nope.
They didn't say, I want a water break. They didn't say, I want a bathroom break. I mean, my props. I just admired how just professional they were.
And they're right. When we walked in rehearsal in Japan, they had MP3 players with their in the earphone. They had old tape recorders that they was listening to all of our music and rehearsing. They seen us walk in, and some of them even look our way. They was focusing on rehearsing. That's why I told we done got lazy here in America. But those kids studied your music. So when you came in, they knew every song you saw, them from the musicians to the choir. They may not could even speak English, but they knew those songs that they sung them in English. You like, whoa, how knew we're gonna do that? Because they studied us like that. And I go to a whole lot of churches here in America, and they already have been rehearsing my song, and when I get there, my songs don't sound nothing like my songs at all. And they said they've been rehearsing for months.
It was amazing.
But those people, my God.
And they may not even speak English, but they learned the songs like the album.
That's right.
And I was just my props out to Japan.
Yes.
I've been to a lot of countries over the world. I've been to Germany. I've been to Israel. I've been to England.
Yes.
I've been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. Japan. I fell in love with Japan. I want all my Japanese friends to know. I fell in love. So I'm going to advertise Japan.
Yes.
If you ever get a chance,
come on,
you need to go to Japan. I'm telling you, if you ever
COVID-19 clear and this pandemic is over, you need to book you a trip to Japan.
I'm telling you,
you will never be the same again. They're so loving, they're so kind. It was just incredible. And don't let me talk about the food. Oh my God.
No, the food was crazy.
Oh my God.
But let me ask you a question.
I could just go to the 7-Eleven every day because they
got you stuck in Japan.
So awesome. Everything was good.
So look,
from the sandwich to the everything.
And another thing about singing with Bobby Jones is you got a chance to sing with some of everybody. Name some of the people you got to sing with. Name some of them you got to sing with.
And not just gospel artists. I had the opportunity to sing with country artists. Willie Daniels.
Willie Daniels. Doesn't mean Charlie Daniels. The devil went to Georgia.
Charlie Daniels too, but
Willie Daniels.
I mean, what his name?
I'm gonna laugh at you now.
No, not just Charlie Daniels, but it was. What his name? It start with a W.
Don't beat me up.
The other guy, I can't think of his name, but I saw.
You talking your boy in Las Vegas, Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton, but Willie. What's the other one name?
You talking Wayne Newton? Got to be. And you got a chance to be on Arsenio Hall. Show
with Wayne Newton. Okay, Barbara Mandrell. I had the opportunity to Barbara Mandrell, Dolly Parton. I'm not saying her last name right. Dolly Parton. I mean, every artist you can think of, y'all. I had the opportunity to be able to sing with them. You talking about secular artists. The opportunity to be with Patti LaBelle, Whitney Houston, and oh my God, the list goes on and on and on. You name it. I thank God for the opportunity, the people that I have met from gospel. And I'm telling y'all right now, from Albertina Walker, Shirley Caesar, the list goes on and on.
And the thing about Albertina Walker was, God bless Albertina Walker.
Yeah,
she was not. She didn't mind pouring into younger artists. She had a major impact
always encouraged me. She said, stay in the way. And when she would say stay in the way, and I'm like, what do you mean by stay in the way? What she meant was keep yourself visible. Stay out here. Go to the conferences. Go to the music workshop. Or be visible not just only in the music industry, but participate in your church choir.
Bishop had to say Willie Nelson. Nah, she didn't say Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I did. Yes,
you saw Willie Nelson.
We saw
Willie Nelson.
I knew I was right. Help me out.
Oh, I gotta look that up. Willie Nelson.
I saw with Willie Nelson. We did a studio. He was doing the You remember when he did the It was the flag. He did a song with about the American flag.
I thought that was Charlie Daniels.
No, honey. We went in there with him. It was me, Angie, all the Todd wasn't even there. He was working. Praise God.
Oh, Bishop had to talk about Willie Nelson.
Thank you, Bishop.
I'm gonna have to check that.
Thank you, Bishop.
I'm gonna have to check the fact.
All you gotta do is ask Azale and ask Derek and Angie. Thank you. Tell him. Get him right. Get him right.
Willie Nelson.
That's right, Willie Nelson. I knew I wasn't crazy. Ty tried to act like I didn't know what I was talking about. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, I love you, Nehemiah. Nehemiah saying love you.
She met everybody else. That's right. She just said I met everybody else. We done met everybody. But I thank God for the opportunity. And it was through Bobby Jones, because he could have been selfish, but he took us everywhere to be. And then he would not just let us be right. And let me tell y'all something. The best experience I ever had was meeting Maya Angelou. Oh,
yeah,
my God.
Now, you need to talk about Maya Angelou.
I got to talk about Maya Angelou. Oh, God bless that great woman of God. I'm telling you, because she was a woman of God. Because, man, she would speak that word into you just like she would do them poems.
She was just an awesome person.
She was incredible. When I'm telling you, when Maya Angelou, y'all, that was my first trip out with Bobby Jones Gospel. She invited us to come to go to her church in Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That was my first trip. I was so nervous. I was so scared. But we sung at her church. We were able to spend the whole weekend with her. We went to her home, and y'all, the bathroom was so big. It was about 10 of us in the bathroom. She had us in there singing. She had us in there talking. She was so happy. She had a whole brunch laid out for us. Then we went to church that morning, and that was one of the best opportunities and privilege that I had to go. We had
and you
so
know who
much
else was
fun.
Awesome to me? Andre Crouch. Andre Crouch was unbelievable.
Listen,
Andre Crouch
I never forget Demetrius Alexander. Thank you, Demetrius. Demetrius said Andre needs some background singers for to perform on I think it was doing a award show. I might have and we went and me and some more singers, we were able to background with Andre Crouch. That was a dream come true because we was able to go to his hotel room and sit on the floor and just sit in there and talk to him and gaze. And what blessed us, he was interested in what we were doing, you know, and where we were from, and then I didn't even know that he knew about my ministry. So it was just, and we became friends after that. And it was just incredible.
And what impressed me about Andre Crouch was this. Man, we was already starstruck.
Yeah.
Because Andre Crouch was there at the explosion. Yes, so everybody was starstruck. Andre Crouch. And so I was working security for Bobby Jones at the explosion. And I was working backstage. And it was a certain area backstage. It was right off from the stage where they were performing at. That people couldn't stand on the side of the stage. Because the camera, when the camera angle would come, they had a black curtain up.
That's right.
And you couldn't stand in front of that black curtain or you'll end up on television. So it was my job to make sure nobody stood in that under that in front of that black curtain. And so I remember this certain person, I asked them, they wasn't even a gospel artist or nothing. They wasn't even, but they thought they was famous. They thought they was famous. And I just asked them, I said, excuse me, you know, you have to move because you can't stand there, so could you move? Oh, they laid me out. You must don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm good friend with Bobby Jones.
Right.
And you can't I said, listen, I'm telling you what Bobby Jones told me to tell you. This is my job. I mean, gave me a headache trying to ask this person to move.
Hey,
well, then Andre Crouch came. And he stood in the same spot.
That's right.
And I'm trying to think, okay, if this woman just told me off, and she wasn't somebody that everybody knew, man, what Andre Crouch gonna do to me?
Yeah.
So I got up enough nerve, y'all. I got up enough nerve, and I went over to the Andre Crouch, and I said, excuse me, Mr. Crouch, you can't stand right here because of the camera angle. You're gonna have to move to the side. And he said, it's no problem. He said, wherever you need me to be.
That's right.
That's well. Now that's how you become humble. I don't care how big you think you are. Andre Crouch was a perfect example of humility.
Yes, and then I had the opportunity, you know, with the Williams brothers, we became good friends, Melvin and Doug, and even Frank before he passed, the opportunity with the Mississippi Mass Choir, Hezekiah Walker, them. I mean, and John P. Key, them. We had the opportunity.
And Kurt Franklin, when he first started out, coming with the jeans and the cowboy boots.
Yeah, he always called me Auntie. He still to this day called me Auntie. And Kurt Franklin, when he was first starting out, how he got his start. Yolanda Adams, you know, to be able to sing with these people and become friends with these people, then it was just truly an opportunity and a blessing. And like Todd said, they helped me stay humble because they were humble. I mean, they were nice. They you know, they respected you. And that's what I thank God for these people. And the list goes on and on and on. The opportunity
and you know,
that I had to travel.
Another special person was Natalie Cole.
Oh my God.
I mean, Natalie Cole, she was so sweet and so nice.
That I'm glad you brought Natalie Cole up. Natalie Cole was my sister. When I tell you, if she was doing anything to be a part in, she would call and say, I want Beverly to come. You know, she could have called anybody. I mean, anybody she wanted to, but she called me, and oh, we became such good friends. Just a sweet spirit, just humble. And no matter what, she'd be like, can I sing? Do you mind me singing with you? And I would like be nervous. Exactly. Lord, she want to sing with me, you know. And just, it was just beautiful. I miss her so much. And so many great people. The list just goes on and on. And listen, if you have any questions you want to ask us, you can just write it down. We'll try to read it right quick and answer what you want
and you know what?
to answer. So you can.
And when you did the big event in North Carolina for Radio 1.
Oh my God.
And Patti LaBelle was on the bill, right? Patti LaBelle was Patti LaBelle was on the bill. And so Beverly had came out. It was her time to perform.
Yep.
And Beverly did not know that Patti LaBelle had got a seat, put it on the stage, and sat behind Bill while Bill was singing.
Oh my God.
What was it like when you turned around and seen Patti LaBelle back there?
When I seen Patti LaBelle sitting there listening to me sing, I almost fell out. I was like, she is here. I thought after she performed, she was going to leave, but she did not leave. She stayed there and listened to me sing. And that was just so, she was so sweet. She kissed me all on my face. It was just, she's a jewel to this day. She's still a jewel. And I thank God for those opportunities. I thank God for those. And to stay humble, you know, and that's the whole key, y'all. My mom always told me, she said, Beverly, your gift will make room for you. You don't have to knock nobody down. You don't have to tell nobody off. Just do what God has called you to do and say what God is calling you to say. And that is one part that has been a blessing to us. So many people ask me, how long has Todd been your manager? Believe it or not, it's probably been almost about 30 years now.
No, people really ask.
What they say?
People really ask how many times I done quit and how many times she done fired me. A whole lot of times. Whole lot of times.
Listen, yeah, a whole lot.
I'm glad you said that.
But he's still here.
I'm glad you said that. I remember.
What they say?
I remember when
I said.
I remember when we were in, I think it was Michigan. Bill was doing an event, and after the event, I was at her product table, and this older man came up to me.
Oh, Walter Hawkins, yes.
Oh, Walter.
Yes,
now see, let's go Walter Hawkins.
My God.
You done threw my story on. Walter Hawkins is another one. Just on.
Walter Hawkins.
We had a chance to go. We had a chance to go to Walter Hawkins' house and eat fried chicken.
Oh my God.
And I played pool with his sister.
That was when Edwin, because Walter was already gone.
Edwin. But Walter and Edwin were two of the coolest.
Two of the coolest.
Two of the coolest ones.
They would always want us to be to their arts performance conference, and they were just so sweet. They wanted us to be a part. And that's what blessed me, because I was like, they could have anybody around them, but anytime they call us to Oakland, we would hang out. And I'm telling y'all, when I tell you they could cook, oh my God, they can cook. Just awesome people. Richard Smallwood, we can just go on and on, y'all. Good friends. And all these people, what I love about them, those are legends, you know, from Walter Hawkins, Edwin Hawkins, the Hawkins family, Tremaine Hawkins, as you say, all those people that are legends, those that even before they passed and went on to be with the Lord, always encourage me. Always say how they're blessed. We call Edwin to be on my Beverly Crawford. I think it was
live
in Los Angeles, and
it wasn't even a question.
It wasn't a question. He came and he sang with me, and he was like, "It's an honor for me to sing with you." I'm like, "No, you don't know. I've been following y'all from." Oh my God! From when I've been a part of the old happy days, and he had been singing it for years then, and then just to be in the just an honor. I could just go on and on.
We can't even talk about gospel music without mentioning Orlando Draper.
Oh,
if y'all don't know who Orlando Draper is, you need to go to YouTube and pull up Orlando Draper. Orlando Draper did Beverly's first two albums. He directed it. Orlando Draper was one of the baddest directors. And let me tell you, Orlando Draper was a clown.
Yes, Lord.
He will keep you laughing. He will keep you laughing. Let me tell an Orlando Draper story. Orlando Draper and his road manager at the time, was talking about when Orlando's father died. When Orlando's father died. And him and the guy was talking about, they went up into the room. Orlando Draper daddy was laying in the bed, and the boy talking about Orlando Draper daddy had his eyes wide open, talking about he was looking at them. And they just shooting jokes. Both of them shooting jokes on Orlando daddy, and he dead. And I'm thinking to myself, these guys crazy. But that was I mean, I'm telling you, he played such a special part in our life. Especially,
he walked me through, because that was my, Jesus Christ King was my first album. I was nervous. I had never done anything really major besides Bobby Jones Gospel, but to do my own solo album was crazy. And so some of those songs were like ballads. And so Orlando Draper said, "Bill," because I was nervous on one of them, because that was the time they was wanting me to make sure I crossed my I's and dotted my T's. And so I was so nervous, but Orlando Draper sat down. I never get at Born Again Church. Thank God for my Born Again family, Pastor Hawk and them. And they, oh my God.
They go Dunlap. Perry, hey, how you doing, Perry?
We were sitting there on the steps, and he walked me through this song. And I think the song that TJ loved, like the dream in your hand, slip away just like sand.
Put your trust in God. Put your trust in God.
And he kept walking me through every lyric and the verses and helped me sing that song. And I never get in every album until he went on to be with the Lord, those 2 albums, he walked me through the career. He showed me how to do the
and somebody just mentioned that Now That I'm Here album. That's what
Now That I'm Here. That's
your Grammy nominated
album. Yeah, that
album.
was a Grammy nominated. And he walked me through and took me through to this day. And Orlando Draper was really one of the first ones who brought me to Memphis.
Yeah, he was
to his conference, and that's how I met Donna Lawrence. We became good friends from that. Donna Lawrence, Ricky Dillard. We all just clown and cut up.
And Ricky Dillard, the man.
Ricky Dillard, the man. I'm telling you.
Ricky Dillard.
If Orlando Draper was living here today, he would be doing just what. They were all, because they were all just tight friends like that. Ricky and Donald Lawrence and Hezekiah Walker, all of them would be doing. Orlando Draper would have been doing the same thing, you know. So
he was phenomenal.
He was incredible director, incredible person to work with, and made you feel right at home. And so I thank God for those opportunities. There's so many great people.
And you know, and most people ask, going back to what you were saying about me managing me. You know, most people ask, you know, how is it to work with your spouse? It ain't easy.
Crazy.
Because you with each other 24/7.
Right.
You with each other 24/7.
But
I was telling a story. I don't want to digress, but I was telling a story when I was in Michigan, and an older gentleman, I was at Bill's product table, and an older gentleman, probably about 80-something years old, he came up to me. He wanted to shake my hand.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to shake my hand. He said, I want to shake your hand. And he was shaking my hand, and he was squeezing it real hard. And I want to ask you a question. I said, what? He said, is it true that you manage your wife? I said, yeah. He said, what? He said, well, I want to know the secret. Yeah. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, I've been married to mine for 60 years, and I still can't manage her. So,
you know, and the good thing about it, y'all, we're best friends. So, you know, best friends fall out, we make up, we go through stuff, but we're best friends. And so we work together. And I know he got my back. Yeah. I don't have to wonder. I don't have to worry about it. You know, because a lot of people go.
I thought it was my time to talk.
Yeah, but I'm just bragging on you. You want me to brag on you? If I want you want me to brag on you, then you can just talk about yourself.
Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. My son laughing. Go ahead and talk. Oh, you want to get on the camera, TJ? You laughing?
But for real, y'all, you know, you got to have somebody that understand your ministry, got your back, because there's so many people that we know that got managers, and they have robbed them of their finances. They have messed up their career. They don't have integrity, you know. So I know that he has integrity. And then we're blessed enough that he put a team together that can travel with me. You know, Danielle, my niece, and my sister-in-law, Valerie, and Catherine, and my sister-in-law, B, and so a team of people that I could call on to travel with me, my sisters. You know, I can just pull some good people together. Then we have a good team that, like, if he's not on the road with me, that can still watch out for me and cover me, you know, while I'm on the program. And that's important.
And let me tell y'all something. Some people say, well, why did your husband travel with you? One thing I find out, y'all, I'm be honest. There's some crooked people in church.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you're apostle. In church. I don't care whether you're a bishop. I don't care whether you're a pastor. Yeah. It's some crooked people in church.
Right.
So I found out a long time ago, I got to have my wife back. If I can't have my wife back, I got to send somebody with her to have her back. Right. Because the Bible said, don't put your trust in man. Yeah. And I don't put my trust in man. And so that's one of the reasons why I travel, because she know, look, I'm her bodyguard, I'm her secretary, I'm her driver, I'm all of that. Yeah. You know, and so that's one of the main things. When you travel on this road, You got to have somebody that's got your back. I'll tell any woman, don't travel on this road by yourself. No. Get you somebody to cover you. Cover yourself. Cover yourself. Because it don't matter. A lot of times we look at people with titles and all of this kind of stuff, and we think we can trust them. The Bible says, don't put your trust in man. So if you're a woman out here and you're traveling, you need to have somebody got your back. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Have somebody. So one thing I tell people, how me and Bev work good together. My weaknesses are her strength. Right. Her weaknesses are my strength. And so we work together for good like that. Right. The good thing about having a husband and wife team is, especially if a husband and wife work together good, is that you know you got somebody that's got your back. You got to have somebody that you can trust. Yeah. And I'm not talking about secular. No. I'm talking about in gospel. You got to have somebody that you can trust. You can't trust everybody.
Some places, y'all, the secular people, the secular people treat us better than some of the church you can't trust.
Now we got if we get to talk about some of our church horror stories now. God. We don't talk about church horror stories. Lord, one time, Lord, we can go into ministry now. Yeah. One time, Lord, one time this guy had us to come to outside of Chicago. I can't think of the town.
Never forget it.
And he was talking about he was having a big television.
Sort of like
big television thing. Yeah.
Local.
Yeah, Kankakee. Yeah. It was Kankakee. I guess it's Kankakee, Illinois. Whatever Kankakee, you know. So it was a 3-day event, y'all. It was a 3-day event.
Nice. I totally understand.
Look, it was a 3-day. It was a 3-day. Look, it was a 3-day event, y'all. And Cindy, I can't think of the gentleman that has a television show in New Jersey. He got a gospel show too. I can't think of his name
right now.
But it was us and him that was going. He was going down as like the Bobby Jones to be the host for 3 days. And he's right in New Jersey. And so
I can't think of his name right now.
So the guy, he was supposed to send the deposit, y'all. And he sent the deposit just before we supposed to leave, y'all. This was like in the 90s. He sent like a $2,000 deposit just and go there. He got there just enough time for the deposit in the bank, y'all. We deposited that check in the bank. Oh my God. We went down there for them 2 days.
Come on.
And he gave us another check to come back. By the time we got back, y'all, that check had them bounced. That first check had them bounced. It done messed our bank account up. And then they told us the second check, the bank account, his bank had closed all accounts.
He had closed all accounts. And y'all, mind you now, other people had supposed to have been running up. Look. So he gave out.
Like, first place got like a $500. Second place got $250. All them checks bounced.
All of the people were just say he messed everybody up. So you go through places like that. Jesus. You go to things like, or then you go to places and they pay you. They pay you. Everything you got on your roster, on your itinerary, they give you everything.
On your rider.
On your rider. They give you everything on your rider. They roll out the red carpet. They there to pick you up, but their spirits are so nasty. You say, I ain't ever coming back.
I'm never coming back.
I don't care how much money they got. You know, so you go through those different things in ministry. It is a lot. That's why I tell people, you get out here and talk about God called you to pastor, or God called you to preach, or God called you to be a recording artist. You better know God called you, because every day ain't Sunday, and it ain't peaches and cream on this road. You may be the people out there you performing and you ministering to, they are blessed by what God has given you, but backstage is a mess, you know. So you learn, but you go on because you're called to do what God has called you to do, and the people don't know what you're going through backstage. Right. And so we've had so many experiences where, man, we couldn't go out there because they didn't pay.
And you just, we had to wait. And you just trust God with it, because it don't help you to go out and try to burn nobody down.
Right.
You know, it don't help you to go out and, I'm gonna tell everything. I'm gonna tell everybody.
I'm gonna get on Facebook and I'm gonna tell it all.
And at the end of the day, it don't do no good.
So you just hurting yourself when you get on here and you expose people like that, unless it is somebody. Now, Pastor did it one time, but this person needed it because they were messing up a whole lot of people. So we had to get on live to talk about it. But we're talking about burning. I'm gonna burn down your church.
Burn down everything.
Or I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna ruin your name. No, you let God take care of it. You ain't gotta get on here and call nobody's name out. Let God, because honey, God will send you. I'm gonna tell you, majority of my dates are blessed, and they override all those people. Bad. All those good people. We got people. We got so many good people to just override those bad experiences that we have gone through, and so and it's
a part of ministry.
Yeah, it's a part of ministry.
It's a part of ministry.
And so what we've learned,
it's ministry.
It is ministry. And so you're going to get hurt in ministry. You're going to be let down in ministry. But you got to know God has called you to do this. And that's why.
The Bible say backstage and in church offices is a myth. And it's true.
It is. And so you got to know that God has called you to do this.
Let me tell y'all one time. We went to a church. I ain't going to say what state and what city. But Bill had to preach at 2 services, right? So the first service, we come in there that morning, and not the pastor, but the assistant pastor. We walk in the church, assistant pastor.
Who you looking at?
Assistant pastor. First thing he does is he grabs my wife and he kisses her on the cheek. First, okay, it's good morning. Okay, that's fine. So we come back at the end of that first service. She walk in the office, the assistant pastor. I don't care what the pastor. He grabs and kisses her again. I'm looking at him like, okay, you getting more sugar than I'm getting. And so when we got ready to start the second service, he went to grab her again. I said, hold it. I said, you done got all your kisses you getting today. You ain't getting no more kisses. You already got more kisses this morning than I done got all week.
I'm telling you, some people you just have to get straight. No, you're not going to do that. You know, we're not going. You know, stand on back. And some people you have to do that. Don't let people prostitute your.
You got to have a standard. When you out here, you got to have a standard.
Yes,
you have to have a standard.
That's why we have lasted so long out here, because we have a good name. You can ask anybody. We have a good name. There's some people we've been going to for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. We've been going to them just that long. And we have built beautiful relationships. So when I don't have a CD out, when I don't have a book or anything out, or I'm not doing the travel, God placed those people in our lives that they call us all the time.
Like people like Bishop G.E. Patterson.
Yes. Oh my God, I miss Bishop G.E. Patterson.
Let me tell y'all about G.E. Patterson, y'all. G.E. Patterson treated us like we were Church of God and Christ.
Oh my God.
G.E. Patterson treated us like we were born in the cozy.
Never forget it.
I remember when he was presiding bishop of the Church of God and Christ, he invited Bill to come at the National Convention and sing every night. And y'all, he had us driving around in his limo. He wasn't riding around in a limo. He was riding around in an SUV. But he had us riding around in the presiding bishop limo with the Kojic emblem, y'all.
Yeah.
And so every time we would leave the pyramid and go by the Cook Convention, everybody would say, there go Bishop Patterson, there go Bishop Patterson.
And y'all know what Todd did?
You gonna let me tell the story?
Yeah, I'm just helping you. What you did?
So, I mean, every night they would go crazy. They would see that limo thinking Bishop Patterson was in there. So one night, as we was coming from the pyramid, and people was coming out to Cook Convention, and they were hollering, Bishop Patterson, Bishop Patterson. I just rolled my window down just a little bit and put my hand out, and I started waving. Do you know how much joy them people got thinking they was the presiding bishop of the Church of God?
God gonna get you. God gonna get you.
But Bishop Patterson, I'm telling you, he was one of a kind.
Oh my God.
And even before he got ready to pass you all, he wanted to sign Bill to his record label. And we were excited, and he passed before he could sign Bill. But you all, I mean, he had plans. He was going to have Bill on his television all the time promoting his stuff. And so, I mean, he was, to me, as far as like the greatest impact ministry-wise, besides your daddy or somebody like that, it would have to be G.E. Patterson, y'all. He was incredible. He was incredible in front of the crowd, and behind the scenes. I had an opportunity to go fishing with him. We went there every year for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Every year for Thanksgiving, we spent it. Bev and Rance Allen.
Yeah.
We spent it with G.E. Patterson every Thanksgiving.
That's right. Every Thanksgiving. So I miss those. But, you know, I thank God for having an opportunity. And I thank God that I still have relationships with Church of God in Christ. So many good friends, you know, with Bishop Blake and Lady Blake.
Bishop Blake,
you know, and so still be able to hang out with them and just good people, Bishop Jakes and Lady Jakes, and my God, I think this year was hard for me with losing Sister. My head started hurting as soon as I started talking about her because she meant so much to me.
Sister Evans. Sister Lois Evans.
Lois Evans. Oh my God. Lois Evans was like a true mother to me.
Definitely.
And so
her and Dr. Evans.
That was Dr. Evans and Priscilla, my sister. We are the family, just the whole family, and just to be able to have relationships with those people to this day, even though we live here in Florida, that I can pick up the phone or I can text or I can just, you know, shoot an email or sometimes we don't talk for months and even a year, but when you call them and Louise Patterson, just to be able to call, you can pick up the phone. Those are relationships, and that's why you're saying all this, Beverly. Not about who we know, but to say keep good relationships with people, not just associates. Those people are not just associates to me, but they're friends to me that I can call up. Shirley Murdoch, you know, just call people who say they're praying for you, you know, and holding up you in prayer. And we in turn do the same for them, her and her husband, Dale, and it's just so many great people that I'm missing names, you know, and but that I have built relationships with that still have me to this day. That people wonder, how did you get in with them? It was nobody but God, you know. And
that's another thing about, you know, ministry and music, entertainment. Look, especially in the music, you're not always going to have a hot album. You're not always going to have a #1 album.
That's right.
So what you need to do is you need to build relationship.
Yes.
And work with people. It's not always about the money. It's about relationship.
Right.
Because there come a time when you don't have a hot album. There come a time when you ain't been on the Billboard in 10 years. But because you build great relationships, those same people will bring you in. They'll bring you back. Why? Because you build a relationship. So stop going to these places and I got to have a presidential suite. I got to have a stretched limo. I got to have I only can have purple M&M. The devil is a liar. Because you're not going to always be hot. You're not going to always be on top. Bev put her first album out in 1995. It's been so many people that was #1 since Bev got out that we done forgot about. Y'all don't even remember their name. So if you want to build, if you want to have longevity, you got to build relationship with people. You got to build relationship. It ain't always about, I heard a pastor say, when you just come in and you just come in with the money and you don't build a relationship, when your album ain't hot, I ain't going to invite you back because your album ain't hot. He said, but when I build a relationship with you, I'm going to call you back because I got a relationship with you. And when I need somebody, you're going to be one of the first people I think about bringing in because we built up relationships. So if you don't remember nothing else, you're trying to make it in music, build up relationship.
And not even in music, even on your job. Be nice to people. You don't never know who God gonna use to bless you or who may have to help you. You know, or they when it come down to them needing somebody, that they call your name out in the board meeting. No, go get so-and-so to do this. You know, so that's why I say build a good name so that you may have to leave that job or that job doesn't exist anymore and you need somebody to be able to drop your name in to get a good job. You can do that.
But don't forget about the stalkers. Look.
Lord,
and we've had stalkers too.
Oh yes, we have had some crazy people to come in our lives.
Y'all, we had somebody hit us up from Australia. We were living in Dallas, and they fell in love with Praise Jehovah. and they called us on the business line, and they said the Lord was telling them to quit their job and move from Australia to Dallas to work for our ministry. We was like, no, don't do that.
Don't do
God has not told you that.
Hey.
We've had so many people.
We had one lady said, listen, just let me come sing with you. I just work for food. And Pastor Todd told her, listen, don't do yourself like that. Don't even tell that lie right there. Because that food will give out, but you want to be a religion, you're going to want some money after a while, you know. So people get so caught up. They get caught up in your anointing. They get caught up. And here go another one. Crazy people, they want to move. They'll just jump up and show up in the cities where you are. So it's crazy stuff. I had one lady ask me, she said, do you use the bathroom? Huh? Is this really real? Was that really? She asked me, did I use the bathroom? I said, if I didn't, I wouldn't be living right now.
You do. You have
it's
some.
Serious. Have a lady that stared across from you and say, excuse me, do you really know who she is? He know who I am. No. I know you know her as your wife. I know you know her. No, I want to ask you.
We went out to.
Do you know how anointed she is?
We went out to. And I'm not gonna say the city because somebody know the church.
Yeah.
But we went to this church and the pastor wanted to take us out to dinner, but he invited some of his other pastor friends who brought their secretaries and stuff with them. So there was a lot of people at this dinner, at this restaurant with us, and we all sitting at the table, and Bev sitting there, and she cutting up with the pastors, and this one of the pastors, not the pastor of that church, but this other pastor had brought this secretary assistant with him, and she was sitting by me, and she was a big Beverly Crawford fan. And she was sitting there asking me tomorrow, you married to Beverly Crawford? I said, yeah. Do you know who you married to? I said, yeah, I don't marry. Do you know who you married to? I said, yeah, I know who I'm married. I mean, but do you really know who you married to? I said, let me tell you something. First of all, of course I know her. I'm married to her. I know her good and I know her bad. Right. Only thing you know about her is what you see on TV and the music that you listen to. Boy, when I got through with her, she was quiet. Yeah. That's another thing. Yeah, don't let people put you on a pedestal. I don't care how good you are.
Come on.
I don't care how talented you are. Don't let people put you on the pedestal. Because the same people that will put you on the pedestal will tear you down. The same people who hollered to Jesus, Hosanna, 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 was the same one that was talking about crucify him. Yeah. And so that's another thing with ministry. First of all, with ministry, it's not about us. It's about Jesus. So how are we going to get lifted up? First of all, this body going to perish. Come on. This body is going to go. It's not here eternally. Right. So we acting like we're going to be here forever. Right. We want to take all the praise and we want to take all the glory. But it's not about us. I don't care how many gold. I don't care. You know, Bev got her Stellas back there. I don't care how many Stellas she won. I don't care how many Grammys she get nominated for. Or double award she get nominated for. That don't mean a thing. Because she can't take none of that with her. It's all about Jesus. It's all about Jesus.
And everything you do, I don't care if it's just your regular job. You know, whatever you do. You know, whatever you do, the glory belongs to the Lord. You know, God, you get the glory out of this. Whatever I do, that's why when you have to do your best. Don't be half doing. I hate it when I go to the bathroom and I got to clean the bathroom before I can use the bathroom. It shouldn't be like that.
You're talking about the bathroom too much.
Yeah, but if they got to clean the bathroom, then it should be clean, especially in COVID-19. And if whatever you got to do, you need to do it as unto the Lord. I'm doing this as Lord because when somebody walk in these bathrooms, I want them to be able to feel comfortable that they can use it. I want to feel comfortable it's a clean place to wash my hands. You know, I feel comfortable. And when the desk is, I want to feel comfortable. Or whatever I do, when I do it to people, when I serve people, they come to the reception desk, or when you're serving whatever job, or even just around home. I don't care. We got on these masks, but it don't hurt you while you got on the mask that you can't speak to nobody. You know, I'm doing it as unto God. How you doing? It don't matter whether they speak back, but I'm doing my part because I'm doing it as unto God. I'm trying to be a light. I'm trying to be a servant, you know. And so that's what people have to, whatever you do, do it as you're doing it unto God.
You know, and I was thinking, you know, we've had an opportunity to be at all the women, just about all the women loose, almost all of them. Had a chance to be at the Georgia Dome. I think it broke a record with over 100,000 people. The overflow in the World Congress Center in the Georgia Dome. Hundreds of thousands of people. Hundreds of thousands of people. And so, but to leave from 100,000 people and give God the glory, and then go to where it's 20 people and still give God the glory. That's what ministry is all about. What it is. Ministry ain't about giving God the glory when you're in front of a crowd.
Because see, if your performance and your ministry is just in front of the crowd, you have change in God. You ain't giving him all the money. You just giving him half of your praise. You give him half of your service. But whatever you do, whether it's in front of millions or thousands or 3 people, give it as unto God. Lord, I give it to you like it's my last. I give it to you, God. I give you everything. So what I do, this is my, I guess you can say my slogan. Can I say that? Is it a slogan, or this is what I present to the Lord? I walk on that stage or on that platform or behind the pulpit, wherever I am, behind the camera, wherever I am, I say, Father, I give it to you. You give it to me. It flows out to the people. Now let it bless them. Let people be healed, delivered, and saved and set free. Move Beverly out the way. Move Todd out the way.
And one thing COVID-19 has showed us, it ain't about the crowd.
It ain't about the crowd.
It ain't about the crowd. Nobody got a crowd right now. Nobody has a crowd right now.
But you got a different audience.
But wait a minute, but I'm just saying, it used to be a time we based our ministry on crowds. Doc, how many people you carrying? Doc, how many people you had this Sunday? Doc this and Doc that, Doc this. But man, majority of these church buildings now, you can't even go in them. So I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about going in the sanctuary. When we bragged about how many people we had in sanctuary. Where the little pastor down the road was intimidated because he looked at everybody who was going to your church. But not everybody doing what the little pastor doing. Everybody in the same boat. A lot of people sitting in their dining room table doing their service. A lot of people sitting in the living room doing their service. COVID-19 has changed a lot of mentality.
Yes, has changed a whole lot of mentality.
It changed a whole lot of mentality.
And it has taught those of you that have never been in front of camera, and it has taught those of you that have never just talked to yourself, because you ain't nobody in the audience, so you're talking to yourself and talking to the camera, you know, that you had to build that up. Because some people used to having a live audience. But, you know, you learn. And I thank God for them days my dad, Bishop Walter Camps, taught us to be able to minister in front of one people or just your family. And keep it rolling, because you understand it ain't about you, it's about God.
Going to them Orange Grove.
Going to them Orange Grove, and you basically preaching it to the oranges.
See, y'all from the city, y'all don't know nothing about that, but Florida, man, used to be a time we go back in the woods. Let me tell you something. I wasn't always excited about being ministry. When we first got married, I really didn't want a woman preacher.
Right.
So let me tell the story now.
Go ahead and tell.
So I really didn't want a woman preacher.
Look at the camera, start looking at
I really didn't want
his big old baby.
I thought she was sane, but I never thought that she would preach. And I could never understand when she did start preaching, and then we start going that way. I could never understand how she could go in them little churches way out in the middle of nowhere, and it'd be 2 or 3 people that I've gotten off work and drove 2 hours, and I know I got to get back up in the morning at 5:30 in the morning and drive back to work, and I got to be way down 2.5 hours away, and I get there, ain't number 2 or 3 people in there, and I'm telling Bill, why don't you go in there and sing a song? We'll raise the offering, we'll lead the offering with them and go home. I can be home by 9 o'clock.
You forgot. You told me to read the Psalms 23.
So she get in there and she be preaching and hollering and screaming. And I said to myself, I married a crazy woman. Lord, I done messed up. I married a crazy woman. But you know, God was preparing her. He was like, if I can't trust you with 2 or 3 people, I can't trust you with 100,000 people. That's right. If God can't trust us with a few people, how he going to expect to trust us? We got to be faithful over a few. We got to be faithful over small stuff. Faithful over small stuff, then God can bless us with a lot. But He can't bless us with a lot if we gonna get the big head. Man, you got 10 people. You got 10 people in church, and 3 of them is your armor bearer, and 2 of them is.
Listen, say, excuse me, I'm trying to get to Pastor Todd. You got to go through me first. What you want with Pastor Todd?
Y'all, we've been to some churches. Let me tell you, we went to a church, and I ain't calling no name. I can't call no name.
God, don't call no name.
But we went to this conference, and it was a big church. So it was like a couple thousand people in the service. And we had an armor bearer that had been with us all day. And the armor bearer, she had an awesome story because she had been a drug addict and everything. And God had blessed her to open a daycare and everything. So she was our armor bearer. And so Bev had to sing that night. They had great speakers in and everything. And so we were sitting on the front row, and Bev had to sing, or she had just got through singing, and they was getting ready to do another part, but Bev wanted to go to the bathroom. She wanted to go back to the. She wanted to go back to the green room, and the green room was on the side of where we were sitting. She wanted to go back to the green room to use the bathroom, and service was still going on, but she had already sung.
Right.
And the armor bearer said, "I got to talk to the head armor bearer to get the key to let you go to the bathroom." Mind you, we're in the front of the church, and this is a huge building, and the other public bathroom is in the back of the building. So she says to her, "I need to get the key to go to take her to the bathroom." And the head armor bearer said no. She said, "Pastor Beverly wants to go to the bathroom." She said,
I had to go back.
She said, no. And I looked at her, I said, "Give me the key to the bathroom." And the head armor bearer said no. So we got up. I said, "Come on, Bill, let's go." We started walking to the back of the church with a couple thousand people. Security guards ran to us, and they wanted to know, why is Beverly Crawford walking back here? And we said, because the head armor bearer won't let the guests go to the bathroom, right?
That's right.
So by the time Bev used the bathroom, we head back up there. The first lady, she meets us.
Yep.
She want to know what happened. She want to know what happened. Then the bishop come in. He want to know what happened. So y'all, as we getting ready to leave, the head usher, she's supposed to be apologizing because Bishop done went off on her. But instead of her apologizing, she says, she meets us at the door getting ready to leave, and she says, "Oh, I didn't know she needed to go to the bathroom that bad."
That's what she said. That's what she said. She
So,
didn't know I had to go that bad.
So y'all stay humble.
Stay humble.
I don't care if you're keeping the door.
And if you're being a servant, I don't care who.
Be humble.
If somebody got to go to the bathroom or they need to step out for a minute, just say, "Listen, do it. Stop acting like you the head person in charge." You know, it's being humble. It's not at that point to showing off that I'm in charge. I'm on everything. That don't mean nothing. You get nowhere. You know, that means you ain't going to have your job long, or people not going to want to be around you because you're so mean and hateful. Be nice. With love and kindness have I drawn thee. All she had to do was let me go to the bathroom, but when she let me go or not, I was going. You know, and thank God I wasn't like them crazy people. You use it right there. You know, we just tell y'all some ministry stories. Yeah.
So we went to Houston one time for this guy. And actually, we was in Denver, Colorado. This is what taught me to always make sure I get a round trip ticket.
Yes, Lord.
We went to Denver, Colorado, and then from Denver we were supposed to go to Houston. So I told the guy in Houston, because he had already sent a deposit. So I told the guy in Houston, just give me a one-way ticket to come back to we was living in Dallas, to come back to Houston. We were in Nashville. I said, just give me a one-way ticket, go back to Nashville, because they've already flown us to Denver. Right? And so he gets the one-way ticket to fly back. He gets the one-way ticket to fly back home. But he doesn't give it to us when we get there. When we land, he pick us up and take us to the hotel. Y'all, the hotel is in a spotty part of Houston.
Yes.
We was looking at the hotel. We was like, I've never stayed on this side of town before. But we not thinking, because we just in that night and we leaving.
Leaving the next day.
So one of our friends call us up and say, hey, y'all better kind of check this conference y'all at. Because such and such, another major artist had came there the night before, and they said they seen the artist arguing with the pastor at the church. So we was like, what? So I called the pastor. I said, hey, make sure you have the airline ticket tonight. I'm like,
right.
I better get the airline ticket. So we go to church that night. Bev do what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then when we go in there to take care of business, the pastor said, "Oh, I'll take care of you when I pick you up in the morning. I'll have your finance when I pick you up." I said, "Where the airline ticket at?" "I have an airline ticket for you."
Pick you up in the morning.
In the morning, I had an airline ticket and everything.
Oh, Jesus.
So say our flight was leaving at 11 o'clock. Because we're in Houston, I'm telling them to pick us up at 7 o'clock. So we get up that morning, no pastor. I'm calling pastor number, can't get nobody. I'm calling, ain't nobody answering the phone. I'm calling. Y'all, it's almost 9 o'clock. Yeah. Pastor ain't returned the call or nothing. So finally somebody picked the phone up, y'all. And I said, "This is Pastor Y?" "Nah, this ain't Pastor Y." I said, "Well, where Pastor at?" "So he should be there." I said, "Nah, Pastor ain't here." I said, "Where's he at?" "Nah, he should be there." Pastor ain't there. So y'all, he said the airline ticket already paid for. It's at the airport. You can pick it up. Now y'all, this is back in the day before they had the ticket list. You had to have a ticket.
Right. So
we go out there. We call a taxi. We have to wait on the taxi. The taxi driver comes, and this is what the taxi driver says to us, y'all. Y'all listen real close. The taxi driver is a black taxi driver. He says to us, he said, "Y'all lucky." We said, "Why you lucky?" He said, "Because I normally don't come to this hotel. You know, this is a prostitute hotel. This is where the prostitutes." He said, "So we're a taxi driver. We really don't come
here." God said the man, y'all.
So when we got to the airport, thank God we had a little bit of money. When we got to the airport, we went to tell them.
My mom would always say, at least at the time, she said, "At least care 50% in
we
your
talking
purse."
ministry.
But now have some money on a card, have some extra money, or if you don't have no money, have some friends in the city that you can call on. Because I thank God we had some money. So God knows that was a mess.
So y'all think ministry easy, right? So we get there, and I'm telling the people at the desk that the ticket paid for. They said, it's a ticket. Y'all name me here, but the ticket ain't never been bought. Y'all, we had to beg them people to give us a break on the ticket price. Cause it was a last minute. We had to beg them. They gave us the ticket at a very reasonable price. So we had to pay for our own ticket, and we didn't get paid. I was hot. Yeah. I was hot. So maybe a year later or so, right?
A year later.
Bev is pregnant with TJ. Yeah. So maybe she's 6 months or something. This other pastor from Texas, the other side, somewhere in Texas, calls us and want us to do a event for him. Now, he already know about this story about the guy because we had told him because he knew that guy. But this a year or so later, this pastor calls us, and the airport he flew us into, we had to drive like an hour and a half to his city. So we land, we go to the baggage claim, y'all. Guess who meet us at the baggage claim?
Y'all ain't gonna believe
the same man that we ain't talked to in a year and a half that disappeared on us. That disappeared on us, that didn't pay for the airline ticket, that didn't give us our money. He's standing at the baggage claim with the driver. He the adjutant. He's sitting now. He not pastor no more. He a musician at the church.
Yeah.
He's sitting there with the
driver. Jesus.
Lord
Jesus.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I wasn't saved that day.
No, he wasn't saved.
I wasn't saved that day. So I walked right by him and I said something to the driver. The driver took our bags to the car. Me and Bill sat in the back of the car.
Yep. I ain't
sat in the back of the car. Bill was pregnant. My wife was about 7. Mind y'all, I hadn't talked to this guy since we was at the event, and he never returned my call. He never called to explain what happened. Do y'all know this Negro? I'm not. While we sitting at the back of in the back of the car, and we got to drive an hour and a half, and my wife is pregnant, and he hadn't called us in 2 years. He got the nerve to turn around and try to explain what happened that night.
Don't turn around.
Lord, I did everything but cuss. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you. I said, I know that driver was like, what?
What happened? What happened? I didn't say a word. I just said, if I don't say a word, I just wave my hand.
I snapped.
All I did was just let Todd do what he All I did was look, because the look on my face said so many words.
And Bill was preaching there for 2 nights. I told the bishop, I told her she'll sing a cappella. If you ain't got nobody else to play, but Brother Crawford, I said no. I get on the keyboard. I can't even play. I get on the keyboard. Woo, but that's the kind of stuff you scream. Just thinking she would have been on the road by herself.
If I would have went by myself,
just thinking she would have been on the road by herself.
Imagine if I was by myself, I probably would have got back on that plane and came home. Because you know, you trust people. A lot of times
and you wonder why people snap.
That's
and
right.
y'all wonder why people snap and go off and they be cussing on loud.
Right. Ooh, that's a shame. That ain't no.
I don't know if y'all seen it.
Ain't no man of God, but you still flesh and blood. So those people drive you to those places. They push that button, and all your fruit of the spirit just go somewhere. You done lost it because they done tried you.
That's
right. You know, and if you ain't strong enough, you don't have nobody to help you.
And they'll be the first one to say you ain't saved.
Come on.
They won't tell what they did to push you there. But they'll be the first one to say you ain't saved.
Okay, we go to the other story. We was in Memphis, Tennessee. And at Mason's Temple, never forget it. And we were there, and it was pouring down rain. And so Todd I was promoting my new album at the Code Convention. And Todd was trying to get me. Todd and the record company was trying to get me in the car because it was pouring down rain. And I didn't see this lady, but Todd heard her when she said it. I didn't hear it because I was running to the car. He was right behind me. And what she said.
Now, mind y'all, we coming out of Mason Temple. It's at the Kojic Convention. It's packed with people, and it's raining. And I'm behind Bill because the record company is rushing up to the car. And the lady said, this lady said, loud, I don't believe Beverly Crawford just stepped on my shoe, on my feet, and didn't say nothing. I mean, just loud. And I said, ma'am, I'm Todd Crawford. I'm her husband. It's raining. They trying to rush her to the car. I know she didn't try to tell, but I'm going to apologize for her.
See how people are? I've had people to just say, ooh, Beverly walked right past me, and she didn't even speak. I didn't see him. You know, but people just assume because of who you are. Anybody else would have passed by, they wouldn't have paid no attention. But because it was me or because it was somebody else known they speak. Now, there are some people out here who don't speak. But anybody know me, if I can see you and know it's you, or even if I don't even know you and you speak back to you, or I'm going to say something to you. You know, and but that's how it is, and that's how it is on the road, and that's how you learn in ministry. That you every day ain't gonna be sunny. Everybody ain't gonna treat you right, and there's some people you're gonna have some bad experience, and you say, "Oh my God!"
And you have to let the Lord fight your battle. You'll have a heart attack if you be out here, man. We just kick.
Or you be out here fighting.
We kick the dust off our feet. We kick the dust off our feet. I have a little black book. I put them people's name in that little black book. It's right up here. They can call me 10 years from now, and they'll be like, "I want to get Beverly back," and I'll be like, "Did you just?"
See, his memory ain't that good, but you know.
No, we did a concert.
He did. Sometimes
we did a concert. We did a concert in Washington D.C. with Mimi Red. If Mimi Red was on here when she had did Hot Song.
That's right.
That Hot Song was GMWA.
Wait a minute. What Mimi Red song was?
It was a Hot Song with GMWA Women's Choir.
Wait a minute, it's coming.
But
y'all know that
just
song.
Think about it. Just think about it. Mimi Red
song.
So
with the Women's Choir from the GMWA.
So anyway, we went to Washington
Order
D.C.
my steps. That's it. Thank you, Lord. He'll bring all things back to you.
So Mimi, that song was hot. Y'all know Order My Steps was hot. So Bev and Mimi Red in concert in Washington D.C. So when they picked us up at the airport, they didn't have a stretch limo. They had a super stretch limo.
Yeah, super.
They had a super stretch.
Supernatural power.
Super
long limo. And
Y'all, they had a super stretch, and they put us in a 5 or 6 star hotel in D.C. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be nice. They done got a 5,000 seat church, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking this thing gonna be nice.
It's gonna be off the chain.
So when they came like an hour and a half before, about an hour before the limo was supposed to pick us up, not the limo, the super stretch.
Yeah, the super stretch.
Mimi called me, and Mimi called us, and Mimi said, hey, I just got a call from the pastor. And the pastor was renting that church, y'all, so he wasn't the pastor of that church.
Right, wasn't his church.
And the pastor told me he don't think he's going to be able to pay me, so I don't have to come if I don't want to. Did he call y'all? I said, nah. Pastor ain't called.
Pastor ain't called.
So we went over there. We got to the church.
Yeah.
He had his brothers ushering. Y'all, his brothers had rented tuxedos. The brothers had rented tuxedos. Right. So I'm looking at the stretch limo, super stretch. I'm looking at this fancy hotel. Yeah. I'm looking at the. So the first thing I asked is where the pastor at.
Right.
They said, well, he'll be by. He taking care of some stuff. So I stayed outside that beer product table, and the pastor came by. I said, Pastor, I need to talk to him. You need to go ahead and take him out. I'll be right with you. Come back again. Pastor, I need to talk. I'm going to be right with you.
Right.
I'll be right with you. Taking care of, no problem. Lord, when the concert was over, I was looking for Pastor.
Pastor was nowhere.
Pastor was gone.
To be found.
Pastor was gone.
He was nowhere.
Thank God we called friends. I called a pastor friend of ours, and they came and got us. Yeah. Now watch. Maybe 2 years later.
2 years later.
I get a call from this pastor, and he said he doing a concert in Savannah, and he want to have Bill the headline in Savannah.
Yeah.
And I said, Pastor, your name sounds familiar. Are you the same pastor that booked us in Washington, D.C. and never paid us, and I couldn't find you? And I'm just hearing from you now. Bruh, what I'm gonna do? Just a makeup concert. I'm gonna pay you double for your trouble. I'm like, Pastor, if you can't pay me the first time, you definitely can't pay me twice.
And I'm telling you, I thank God. That's why, here we go again, y'all. I thank God for good relationships. I thank God for good friends. I thank God for Pastor Bunny, Overseer Bunny, Apostle Bunny, Bigelow, yep. And Jesus is Lord Church.
Came and got us.
They came and picked us up. And took us and picked us up. I'm telling you, build your relationship so when you in a place, and then to build a relationship with your own church, your church family. Get to know your pastors and your overseers when you're on that road so people can pray with you. And then you can, because if they can't come, if you even got nobody in the area, you at least can call somebody from the church or they may know somebody in the area to come get you.
And and God honors you for that. Yeah. God honors you for that. You all know, because we've been saying, we have made it a secret. Everybody knows what's going on with COVID-19. If you're in ministry now, your business is ministry, man, we've been locked down for 7 months, almost not 7 months, not being able to travel. But thank God for the seeds that we planted, because we've been getting a harvest. And in the middle of the night, the Cashapp will ring, or somebody seeding into our life, and they seeding into our life because of the seeds that we planted. We didn't plant bad seeds, we planted good seeds. So that's why you got to be careful how you return what people do to you. You can't return evil with evil. That's right. Amen. Let God fight your battle. Continue to plant good seeds. That's right. That way, when there's a drought in the land like it is now, you'll get a harvest. You'll get a harvest because you've been faithful to God, and God's going to be faithful to you.
And that's what we do. We trust. Somebody asks us how we are made. We trust God. We totally trust God because we're self-employed, so we trust God and know that God's going to take care of us. And so every now and then one of the friends call us up, hey, we got you. We're praying for you. We're holding y'all up. And that's what it's all about, And so don't feel like you're out here by yourself. Man, now I had a ministry. Now I look like I don't have a ministry. You do. You still got that ministry because God has not stopped using you. He has not. He's still speaking in your spirit. But know that God got your back and he's going to take care of it. And listen, what you can't take care of, know that God will take care of it. It's in his hands, And that's what we trust God. So I lean back on his word. I lean back on what he tells us. And I thank God for having good friends who encourage us. They come back and encourage me and Pastor Todd and tell us, hang on in there. Don't you give up. And then we in turn encourage them, let us know we're up. And that's what it's all about. That's how you're able to hang on in here. And we're just believing God that very soon we can start coming back to fellowship together and everything. But in the meantime, we just come to encourage you and make you laugh tonight too about some of our funny stories of things that we've gone through in ministry, but yet we're still here. 30-some years later, we're still here, still strong. People still calling and still working on some music and still working. The book is completed. We just are ready for it to go into publishing and everything. And knowing that God got that in control, you know, so that's what we do, and that's what we're doing. And it has not been easy out here, but I thank God that it's been fun. We love what we do. We love what we do. Now we're back home in Gainesville after the Lord had us traveling from Gainesville, from Florida to Nashville, and Dallas, Texas. Now, after all these years, we're back home in Gainesville, Florida.
God has a sense of humor.
God has a sense of humor. Because our plans was that we're going to move back to Florida, but we're going to Tampa, and we're going to buy some property on the water, because Pastor Todd loves to fish, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to just chill and serve God and praise God. But just, you know, the Lord just laugh at your little plans, because he got a plan. But we back home and we love it. Now we're pastoring my father's church, a landmark Holy Temple of God. God got us back home with my mom, my sisters and family and friends and just people who I was raised up with.
And even in the middle of this COVID, y'all hear us saying all the time that our daughter Trina, you know, on dialysis for 8 years.
God bless.
Man, you all ought to see Trina now.
Yeah,
Lord, Trina lost weight. Trina looking good.
Woo.
Trina right here singing, playing the drum.
Yes.
Trina been her mama. So it's even in the midst of a drought. Like the COVID-19.
Yes.
I said last night,
Hallelujah.
I said, I know it's COVID-19, but we covered 19. We are covered. So we need to start saying we covered 19. I know it's COVID-19, but we covered 19. So,
yeah. So,
I got that last night.
You know, I thought I would never really move back home, but I thank God for being home. I love being back home. You know, I'm happy to be back home. And so it is a joy to us to serve, you know, at our church. And God has given, you know, because my father's church was already established. So it is good to be back, to see people who kind of helped raise me, and then to be here to bring a big family. And so I'm enjoying what God is doing.
So look, we want to take our time to answer some questions.
Yeah, if you got
so
some
if
questions,
you want any questions on marriage, music ministry,
ask them now.
Ask now. Now's a good time to ask.
Ask them some questions.
Now's a good time to ask.
Yeah, ask, and we will try to answer.
Now is a good time to ask.
We will try to answer.
Teresa Jordan said, "Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
We appreciate both of you. Thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Teresa.
I see Dewana on here. Dewana's on here. Yes,
God
sir.
bless.
Yeah. And so Sonia Fisher said, "You will speak and smile. I remember you from Bailey Temple. Love
Temple.
you both.
Wow,
all right.
wow, Bailey Temple. Oh my God. Yeah, we go back. It's so good to be, and thank God for Facebook and Instagram and Twitter now, because we're able to meet up with our friends, people who we hadn't seen in years, people who I still come to your church, you know, or we still were in fellowship, or it has been a long time and we still can connect. That's what it's all about, to get on here and reconnect or continue our fellowship together so that we can encourage each other.
Oh, wow, listen.
And then when this pandemic is over, we can all come, y'all can come to Gainesville fellowship with us. What did it say? Someone say,
okay, go ahead. You're going to hurt your eyes reading that.
All right.
So look. So Betty Webb said, praise God, my brother got his kidney on last Monday.
Woo!
So please keep him in your prayer.
Yes.
That is awesome, Betty Webb. Tell your brother that we are praying. We got right here. That we are praying for him.
But that's on yours. This the challenge is
I
the
just
same
shared.
thing.
Shared.
So it'll show you the challenge. This what is your
So Vanita said, I'm ready for you all to come back to Refugio.
Yes.
And Teresa Jordan said, what are your favorite scriptures during challenging time?
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
During this challenging time, our favorite, as most people know, my favorite scripture is Psalms 27, where it says, the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foe, come upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and fail. Though an host shall encamp around me, my heart shall not fear. The war shall rise up against me, and this will I be confident. One thing about the sight of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I might dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion, in the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. Then what he's going to do, he's going to set me up upon a rock. Now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies round about me. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to offer up sacrifices. I'm going to sing yea. I'm going to sing praises to the Lord. I live by that. I live by Psalms 27 because it's a protection. It's a covering. He got me in the time of trouble. He will hide me. I love Psalms. Psalms during this time is one powerful thing for us. Another Psalms is Psalms 23. Amen. We said, the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He leaded me beside the still waters. He leaded me. He restored my soul. He leaded me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I feel no evil because the Lord is with me. Amen. Thy rod, thy staff, they comfort me. Thou prepared the table before me in the presence of my enemy. Thou anointed my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. And another one is Hebrews 11. I stand on Hebrews 11 that says faith, because during this pandemic we need faith. During this pandemic we need to trust God. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I don't know how it's going to come out. I don't know when, but I know he got me covered. So many wonderful scriptures out there that we just lean on and we trust in, and we know. And prayer's been our thing. Prayer, prayer changes things. Fervent prayers of the righteous man availeth much. So we lean on word like that. We lean on positive word. We lean on Proverbs when it says there's death and life in the power of the tongue. So during this pandemic time, I don't allow people to speak death to my situation. And when somebody come around and they're depressed or they feel like they're going to say, we ain't speaking no negative stuff. We speaking positive stuff. I was telling my baby sister today, because she was in a car accident and some stuff she had to take care of. And so I was encouraging her, don't worry, it's going to be all right. You got to keep speaking life to your situation. Don't put those negative things into your spirit and to your mind. You got to keep speaking life to it. I don't care if it's a bill being paid. Do I need a bill paid? I said, okay, Lord, I need this bill paid because I ain't working right now. Lord, I need you to handle this situation. That I'm not going to sit there and let the enemy destroy. So you got to speak life to your situation. You got to know that God got your back and that he's going to see you through, that you're more than a conqueror. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. God's going to work it out. He's going to feed you. And my thing has been that God has sent a raven. Oh no, it might not be that black raven naturally in the flesh that's gonna bring you that blessing, but he's gonna take care of you. He's gonna use some folks that are gonna be raven in the spirit, that are gonna make sure that you at that brook while you getting that water, that he's gonna feed you every day. He's gonna take care of you every day. And so that's what we stand. So you got me preaching right now.
Yeah, but I ain't got to, I know you done said enough scripture for both of us. You done said enough word for both of us.
Got me preaching. We stirred up.
Anybody else got any other questions? Come on, now's the time.
Hallelujah.
Now is the
Glory
time.
to God.
You want to know how Bev hit them notes?
Yeah.
Now is the time. You want to know how Bev shout like she shout? Now is the time.
And you wait till we get in that church and I come back to your church, we're going to run around there like we done lost our mind.
So now is a good time. Anybody else got any other question? No matter what it looks like, speak life. That's right.
That's
You
right.
got to speak life into your situation.
Yeah.
That's what I love about, the story of Joseph. And all that Joseph went through. That his brothers treated him wrong, his family treated him wrong, and y'all know the story. He ended up in jail and all kinds of stuff. And when his brothers came to him and their father had died and they came and asked him for forgiveness and they thought he was going to do them wrong, Joseph turns around and flips the script. And he said, I know you meant it for evil, but God meant it for my good, for me to be where I am in the place that I am right now. And everything that we're going through, God's going to take care of us. And even if the enemy mean it for evil, God's going to turn around for our good.
Know that he got you. Know that through this Man, I've been talking to so many people that have been feeling depressed, that feel like, man, I want to get out of this house. I'm ready to travel again. I'm ready to go. But don't worry, you're going to get there in due time. But just know, don't let the enemy steal. Don't let him bottle you up and send you into a depression. It ain't worth it. No, get out and laugh. If you got to watch you some movies that make you laugh, do that. Take a break from the news, because some of y'all listen to the news 24/7, and it will cause you to be depressed. It will cause you to go back, not to trust God, but I'm telling you, it's the time now to pray like never before. It's time to just enjoy life. Call somebody, hit somebody up on Facebook and say, I just need to talk. I just need to laugh because, I'm feeling a little down, and it's okay. It's okay to feel that way, but it's okay not to stay that way either. Don't stay that way. Come out of it. And know, if this is your time to really get deep in the Lord and get into the Word more, prayer time and stronger like never before.
Trina got a question.
What Trina say?
Trina want to know, how much do you love your babies?
My babies already know how much I love them. I love my children. I love Latrina Crawford Taylor.
Latrina is my shiro.
Yeah, that's
y'all.
Your
My
shiro.
daughter is my
so
hero.
Proud of her.
My daughter is tough.
Yeah.
She's had so many surgeries, and she's taking it like a champ.
Yes.
She has taken it like
good. That kidney is loving on her, and we loving on her, and just good time. I feel like my buddy is back again. We get to hang out again.
And then Mr. TJ,
and then Mr. TJ, our son Todd Crawford Jr. TJ, just an incredible young man. He check on his sister every day. He check on his parents every day, making sure we straight. He loves God. He loves his church. Listen, y'all, this boy loved God so much that when he got his job, he asked his job that he told him that he had to be off on Sundays so that he could be to his church. That boy not only be to the church, he come on Tuesday nights and he'll play with us when we're doing the services at the church. He's a young man, 20-some-year-old man that loves God just that much till he loves the Lord, that he wants to spend time with him and cover his parents. And so we're so grateful to him, grateful for our kids, grateful for our son in love, Glenn Taylor, amen, that take care of his wife and love us and be over the sound at the church. And just, he loves his church. They just love Landmark Holy Temple of God. And so
we're very fortunate, because our kids, they don't the problem.
No,
so we are, and we don't take that for granted.
They love to serve.
They serve here in ministry with us ever since we started this ministry. When we started Gainesville Family Worship Center, they served faithfully over there. And when we moved over to Landmark, they followed us to Landmark. And so we love our kids.
And we thank God for them every day.
We love our kids.
We thank God for them every day. So
I always say two things.
Okay.
Two things if you want to make me outdone. Don't mess with my family and don't mess with my money. Give me two things right now.
Two things.
Don't mess with my money.
Oh, Lord. That's right. That's right.
Ooh, Lord
and, I'm telling you, and so Trina, I hope that answered you. We love y'all so much, and I thank God for all of you who pray for us and hold us up and always send encouragement. Who love our kids, because people can love you and not love your children.
Let us know where some of you all are. What cities? What states?
Where you're from.
What states some of y'all are from?
Yeah, tell us where you're from.
And Vanita. Michelle Brown Johnson,
that's my
from
baby.
Refugio.
From Refugio.
I'm telling y'all,
oh my
Refugio,
God.
Texas.
Thank God. You know,
we love Refugio.
Yes,
they got good tamales in Refugio. I don't know about that hotel.
Oh,
Vanita, I don't know about the hotel, but y'all got some good tamales.
Ooh, leave Vanita alone. She ain't got my number of love for you.
I love Refugio. We love Refugio.
My God, it's so sweet. I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to get back in fellowship with a lot of you all coming to your churches. What somebody else say?
New York in the house.
New York in the house. New York. I can't wait to get back to New York. I can't wait to get back to New York.
I'm telling you. Benito, look, I'm saying Refugio. I got it now.
He got it. He think he know what he's talking about. Orlando. Yes,
Orlando in the house.
Orlando. Yes, Lord. Thank you. It was
New York in the house.
New York. Oh,
Nashville,
Tennessee.
Nashville in the house.
Oh, Fayetteville, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Barbecue. Barbecue.
They cooked the whole hog.
A whole hog barbecue.
Whole hog. Yes, Lord.
North Carolina. North Carolina is one of our favorite states to go to.
Yes.
Between North Carolina and Texas, you do a lot of North Carolina.
Yeah, I do a lot of North Carolina, a lot in Texas. Carolina is one big place. Yo, I love everywhere because I can go eat. I think where's one of our favorite places where we love to eat? I know
Memphis.
Man, we
went
to
Louisiana. Anybody from North? As soon as this COVID is over, I'm driving to New Orleans.
I'm going to New Orleans.
I'm driving New Orleans. I ain't driving for no date. I ain't driving for no engagement. I'm driving to eat. I'm driving to eat.
That's right. I see B on here. B, we are coming. I'm
going to Louisiana. I'm going to eat.
Down there with y'all.
I want me some gumbo, some jambalaya, some etouffee.
Fried
I want
chicken.
All of it.
I mean, fried. I want everything because they cook. Louisiana cook
I want
everything.
it all. I want it all.
Everything.
I want it all.
Yeah.
So look, Deidre on here. Deidre's in Texas, in Dallas now.
Whatever said, y'all.
I love y'all, especially when y'all feed me
fried chicken. Every fried chicken.
What'd you say, Benita, about the mayor? She said I told the mayor about the hotel people. Not there anymore. That's an inside joke. Oh, we got Gainesville in the house. Gainesville in the house. Hometown people.
Yes. Thank you. I thank God for my Gainesville supporters. They support us. We appreciate my hometown supporting us. We love y'all. Thank y'all for this night. We have enjoyed this so much. Let me see. Where's my Dallas, Texas?
Yeah. That's the only thing we hate about.
That's right. What did you say about the food?
We got the best food.
Did you say the house? I can't read that fast enough.
Dallas, Texas, in the house, baby. They got the best food. Now that's the only thing we hate about leaving Dallas, y'all.
Lord.
Because 24/7, you can get whatever you need. That was the only thing I hate about leaving Dallas.
Problem feels that we making her hungry.
God had to run us. God had to run us from Dallas. Because we didn't want to leave Dallas.
Man,
yeah, we didn't want to leave
Dallas. We could get up any time and go find food. Y'all know we food kind of soon.
You know, we moved to Nashville.
You're welcome.
We moved to Nashville, but I didn't never really feel. I love my church.
Yeah, we love
born again church. I love my church.
Yeah,
I didn't want to leave Nashville because I didn't want to leave my church.
Right.
But I really wasn't that crazy about Nashville. But Dallas now, I fell in love with Dallas. I didn't want to leave Dallas.
Yes.
It had to be God to pull us from Dallas because I loved Dallas.
Jordan, thank you for speaking. Thank you. I'm telling you, Dallas was man. It was hard for me to leave Dallas.
Yeah.
And but to come home.
So y'all, we done been on here so long tonight. Thank you all so much again.
Thank y'all so much.
Again, if y'all want to plant a seed to help toward the ministry, the Cashapp is on there. It's Cashapp Bevtod. And whatever seed you plant, we will definitely appreciate it.
We're trying to get this single out, and we're trying to get the book published. And so y'all pray with us. And then so if you feel that God is leading you to help us with that, just plant a seed and hit us up in the inbox if you want to do something to help us with that. But we're trying to do that and get that published and get the single out. And see, we're independent.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to eat.
You hungry like somebody else?
I ain't trying to say give me cash out, but just for send me cash out so I can eat. You been talking about you talking about a book or send me cash out to eat with.
Pastor Todd. The boy. Y'all pray for him. We love y'all.
All what I'm saying, I send that money. They supposed to put an L out.
Right.
No, send that money so I can eat. So I can eat.
Deidre said she loved Dallas too. I know, girl. Yeah,
I love Dallas.
Nashville too. Now you're in Texas. But we love y'all, and we have been on here a minute, and so we're gonna do some more of these real soon. Come back. Trina's birthday is next Wednesday, and so I want to come back on next Wednesday with her. And so y'all can see the results of God healing her, and that kidney is working. And so she can talk to y'all, and y'all have some questions for her. But we'll come back on next Wednesday with Trina and celebrate her birthday, that God allowed her to see another birthday. And we want to celebrate her, not just for her birthday, but for her celebrating having that kidney. All right. And thank you for being a part of her life. We appreciate y'all so much.
Did you say she loves your angels in the background?
Thank you. You love my angels. I love angels.
They keep us protected.
They keep us covered.
They keep us
Thank
protected.
you. I love
Look,
my
every
angels.
time my pastor can't talk about me.
No, Pastor Show, he can't talk about you and your chicken no more because he up there talking about he hungry. He trying to get the saints to send him some money to eat some more. That's a shame.
I need to give me a steak.
Yeah. Thank y'all. We love y'all. Continue to pray. Can't wait to see y'all. And we'll be talking to y'all soon. Thank you for supporting our church too. Those of you that have been supporting us on Sundays and Tuesday nights. We thank y'all so much. We love y'all. Can't wait to get back to really hanging out with y'all again. And so we'll do this again to talk about again marriage, music, and ministry. And also we want y'all to join our.
Well, I guess I ain't got nothing to say.
You're gonna tell me
You
to
saying
join
everything.
our.
You gonna give me something to say?
Well, go ahead and talk.
You gonna leave me something?
Go ahead.
What should I say? I don't know if you
being-
left me anything.
Okay,
What
you
left?
need to talk about them
What you left?
subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Talk
So-
about the YouTube channel,
So
Todd.
look, so we have a YouTube channel now. So go to Beverly Crawford Entertainment.
Yes.
And Beverly Crawford Entertainment, right?
Yes.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
And subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe.
We need some people on there. And we're
Beverly
gonna
Crawford
start.
Entertainment on YouTube. We're gonna start doing a lot on there.
Yeah, a lot more
Yeah,
on there.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we love y'all. Be blessed. Pray for us. We're going to eat because we hungry.
Be hungry. I gotta take care of my dog too.
Yeah, you gotta take
So-
it. He got a big old Rottweiler, and we got the Shih Tzu. And the Rottweiler name is Deacon, and the Shih Tzu name is Bishop.
That's right. That's
They
right.
both a mess.
That's right.
Didn't you hear him?
All right. So we have
God bless.
enjoyed this time with you all, and
It's so time we
as
so
we,
happy we had this time together.
see, you won't let me-
just to sing and laugh.
she doing me. She doing the Donald Trump. I feel like Joe Biden. I feel like Joe Biden. Man, will you shut up?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
We gotta get out of here.
Shut up. Go ahead, Joe.
Woo! Y'all, we had a good time tonight. We hope y'all had a good time.
Get on the camera.
But yeah, we hope y'all had a good time tonight. She's so funny. She is so Trina, Beverly Official. Beverly Official.
That's right.
I said Beverly Entertainment. Thank
no.
you. Trina and TJ is our social media people.
Right.
So thank you for correcting that, Trina.
Yeah.
So it's Beverly Crawford Official. Oh, Chardonnay, yeah, Chardonnay. That's Vanita's. I ain't gonna say puppy. Vanita's her baby, her daughter. Chardonnay.
A mess.
Chardonnay.
Yes, so it's Beverly Crawford Official.
What I said, Beverly Crawford Entertainment?
Yeah, you said Beverly Crawford Entertainment. It's Beverly Crawford Official on YouTube. Okay, on the YouTube channel. So please subscribe, join my YouTube channel, Beverly Crawford Official.
Beverly
All right.
Crawford Official.
Yeah.
So you all pray for us, and we're gonna come back and do this again. So you all have a great night. All right? Okay.
So glad
Bye.
we